Hey, welcome, guys. Hello. How are you? How has your week been so far? Welcome along to our weekly training webinar on Thursday evening, 6 p.m. UK time. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you guys here. We're going to start in a second, and today we're going to go through the six-step bulletproof prospecting formula. So if you want to get more people, if you want to recruit more people as you out and about, doing your daily things, etc., and going to shops and places, buses and things, etc., this prospecting formula might help you to get better results, to get more people curious and interested in what you do, and to do it more professionally, almost fully and seamlessly, where the person doesn't even know that they are being prospected, right? So that's the sort of thing that's on the menu today. So welcome along, Inga, Demante, Mom and Ian, and Mom and Dad, Dorina, Rasa, Hilda. Hey everybody, hope you guys having a fantastic week so far. So we're going to go ahead and start with this training. If you have a pen and paper, you might be able to take some notes today. So the formula to write down, I think you might be saying it correctly, you might be saying it backwards. So it's CCQ TTC. You might want to write this down, as this might help you to remember the formula and to use it, and even to have it, somewhere written down. So this way you can remember the steps. So each letter will mean something, and I'll go through each of them. So it's CCQ TTC. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Going right too. If you have any questions during or later on, you can just pop them in a questions box, and I will make sure I answer them before we finish. Okay, so what is the first C? Well, the first C stands for compliment. Now, the first thing in building a relationship with somebody, building a rapport, and bringing the barriers down is to compliment the person. Now, body likes to be complimented. I haven't met a person yet who doesn't like a compliment. Everybody likes to be complimented, so and real pros in network marketing, they do this all the time, and probably without even knowing it. They do it all the time. They compliment people for whatever the reason, for the way they look, for their clothes, for their jewelry they're wearing, for anything, right? They will find a way to compliment every single person, or maybe for the service they provided, or maybe, right? They will always find something to compliment the person. And when you do that, what it does instantly, the person goes, ooh, I like this person. I don't know why, but I like them, because you basically compliment them. So first thing in terms of complimenting is you need to be observant. You need to observe. Too many people are just going like zombies throughout the days, and they don't even see stuff that's happening around. They don't even see the person in front of them. They're just talking at them, not talking to them. So observe what is nice about this person. What can I compliment this person on? Be genuine. If whatever, don't fake it. Find something that you really like about that person, instead of just saying something randomly, etc. If they gave you horrible service, don't go, wow, you gave me some of the best service I've ever received, because that's just going to be fake, and the person knows that I didn't really give them good service, etc. So make sure that it's genuine. And finally, be specific. So don't just go, well, oh, you're a really nice person. That doesn't really mean anything. So find something specific. I really like your tie, or your shoes are really interesting, or whatever, your smile is so amazing, or you gave me such a great service today, or whatever, right? So find something specific and genuine to compliment the person about, okay? So that's number one. That's the first C. The second C then stands for converse, or basically talk to that person, right? So when you want to really start talking to them and find something, to start the conversation, you don't want to go, hey, I like your tie, join my business, because that might be a bit too obvious, right? So you want to then go into a conversation. You want to start having a chat with that person, and just find something, a common interest, or just something to chat with them. So the first step I use is what is called form, right? So F stands for family or from. So you can talk about, if you see them with a small child, whatever, you can ask them, is that your that your son? Is that your daughter? Is that your grandson? Whatever, just make sure you don't mix the two, right? Or from, where are you from? Like if you're talking to somebody on the plane, are you traveling, home? Or are you traveling from home? Are you going, whatever, right? So you can talk about where they are from, etc. Or, like in UK, we're a super multicultural society. So again, when you meet somebody who doesn't look English or doesn't sound English, again, you can ask them, hey, where are you from? And you can start a conversation from there. O in the form stands for occupation, right? So what do you do for a living? Or if they're serving you in a restaurant, you pretty much know what they do for a living, then you can talk about the job. How long have you been doing this? Do you really like it? Whatever, right? So you can ask questions about the job, about the occupation, right? Then R in the form, R stands for recreation, right? So what do you like to do on a free time? What do you enjoy doing when you're off, when you're on a holiday? Or, if you met the person in a park walking a dog or whatnot, again, you can just have a chat, about the dogs and stuff, free time, etc. And then M stands for motivation. So if the conversation goes there, you might want to talk to them, what sort of motivates them, what drives them, what they're excited about, or whatever, just pick their brains, etc. And as you might notice, most of these things you will be able to use later. If you haven't yet noticed it, I'll show you how. So that's for basically family or from, occupation, recreation, motivation. So you may basically making a small talk, but you're also fact finding, right, by having this conversation with the person. Number 2 in conversing is match, mirror, listen, and be interested, right? Be genuinely interested. So what is matching and mirroring? Well, if you don't know much about rapport, matching and mirroring is basically when you copy the person's behavior, breathing, posture, or the way they are sitting, etc., without obviously doing it too obviously, right? So by adopting the same posture, basically you go in a rapport. The person will start liking you much more if you matching or mirroring. And matching basically means you do exactly what they do. Mirroring means if they lift their left arm, you lift your right arm. So basically you are like a mirror to them, right? But you don't do it same time, right? But it's just you matching it nicely so they don't notice it. But for example, the voice. Some people talk really, really fast. Like to talk really slow, right? So you might want to match the speed at which they talk, the tone of voice, the loudness, the volume of voice, right? Their posture, how their head is tilted, even their breathing, right? If you can see that the person is breathing with the top of the chest, you can start breathing like that. If you see that they are belly breathers, the belly is going in and out as they breathe, you can match that. And this way, you're basically building a rapport. This is a lot of it is subconscious, but the person's subconscious will notice that and they will start liking you, right? Then listening is obvious, right? If you're talking to them, don't just go, oh, what's the next thing I'm going to be asking them as they are talking, right? Don't do that, right? Listen to them, right? If you ask them about occupation, then show genuine interest, and I don't know if you know, but you can actually fool your brain into really getting interested into anything. Like if you read a really boring book, if you pretend that it's like the most interesting book you've ever read in your life for about 3-4 minutes, you will start getting interested in the topic. If you're listening to somebody who's boring and who's not interested, if you sit up straight, you start listening to them, like you start pretending that it's super, super interesting, you will fool your mind and your mind will start being interested in them, right? So it's just like a great thing to use. But with the person, you really want to be interested and listen to what they are telling you, right? Because you're going to be picking up and using that stuff. And really, number 3 in conversing is listen to what drives them, right? Why they might be interested in what you've got to offer, maybe in your product or in your business opportunity, right? So what qualifies them, right? Makes them open to what you've got to offer, right? As you're having the small talk, as you're having this conversation, you might want to look for those cues, right? That will help you with one of the following steps. Okay, so that's C and C. First C was compliment, second C was converse. The third letter was Q. So Q stands for qualifying, right? Or qualify the person. So how do you qualify the person? Well, number one, you ask questions that will make them qualify themselves to you. Get them talking and even bragging about themselves, right? So you want to make sure that if you talk about their occupation and their job, don't make it look like, oh, it must be a horrible job, right? You must really hate. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Try and dig for them to start bragging about themselves. So what are their duties? What are their responsibilities? What do they do at the job? What is their greatest achievement? You want to really be digging in and finding out what qualifies them to become maybe part of your team, or what qualifies them to become your customer, right? Number two is identify factors that makes them special, or qualified to hear about your opportunity. So, as you're chatting to them, they might mention something. They might mention that they hate their job. They might mention that they're not earning enough. They might mention different things that will later qualify them to hear about your opportunity, right? If they're talking about the fact that they're not earning enough, then you might tell them later about how your opportunity can help with that. So that's all of the things that you might be using later on. And then number three is seek to be impressed and not to be impressor, right? A lot of people, who are prospecting for people for their business, they try to impress other people with their business opportunity, with their whatever, right? You don't want to do that. You want to be impressed by them, right? And that changes completely the psychology. That changes completely the posture. And you are the CEO of your business, and you are trying to find something that will make the person qualified for you to share with them the opportunity, right? You have a great opportunity, but you're not going to give it to everybody. So why is this person special enough for you to be bothered enough to share with them your opportunity? Do you get this? This is very different from you begging them to have a look at your business opportunity video, right? It's very, very different. So here you're not trying to impress them. You're actually trying to be impressed by them. Is this person somebody that I'd like to work with? Is this person that I would invest my time and effort in training and developing, as a leader in my team, right? Does this person, like, I remember, when I was learning about telephone prospecting and talking to people on the telephone, I remember, one thing that Mike Dillard shared. He said, like very often prospects they will go, well, what is this about? Right? So he would answer to the person, he would go, John, what is this about? It's about finding out whether your dreams qualify for my time. So that straight away turns the tables around. The person goes, whoa, like, you are serious here. You're not just going to choose and pick anybody, right? You are interviewing them, right? So same way here, when you're talking to the person, you want to be impressed. You don't want to impress them, right? At least not just yet, right? Okay, so that's CCQ, right? Compliment, converse, qualify. The next is T, and the first T stands for transition, right? So you want to transition now, right? So how do you transition? Well, the way you transition is basically you want to adopt the sentence based on what you just said. So based on what you told me, John, it sounds like you need some extra income. Or based on what you told me, Stephen, it looks like you could use some extra time in your life, to spend with your kids and spend it with your family. Based on what you just said, Stephanie, it looks like, you're not very happy at the job that you are in right now, or whatever, right? So basically, you're going to transition. So you're now going from just having a chit chat, and you're transitioning into telling them about your business or your opportunity or your product, right? So now you need to find a way to transition, right? Or, if the person says, oh, I'm a super, great leader, I'm in my company, I'm a number one salesperson, I do such a great job, etc. You might use then something like that. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Peter, because our company right now is actually looking for people with sales experience, or looking for people with management experience, or looking for people with, or looking for stay-at-home moms, or looking for whatever, right? So whatever they told you, you use that as a reason to transition, right? Is this making sense so far? Great. Okay. And, so you could use something like that. If you saw a way where you could make some extra serious income, interfere with what you're already doing, would you be open to something like that? Would you be interested in something like that, right? And this is one thing I really like from this is if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing. I really like to use that. The reason for it, because the person might turn around and go, oh, I don't think I would have time for that. I go, no, you probably didn't hear me right, Inga. I said if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing. Or I say that, and person goes, oh, I don't think I would, I don't think I would have money for that, I don't have money for that. No. Right? So or they go, oh, no, I work a lot of hours, etc. No, you didn't get it right. It would, if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing, right? So this way they go, well, if it didn't interfere with with all of my schedule right now, then yeah, I would be interested, I would be open, right? And guess what? I mean, you could do this business with 30 minutes a day, with an hour a day, or 2 hours a day, right? And everybody has 20, or 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, right? They could find it at least, right? So that's why, it doesn't have to interfere. If they want to, they can do like 20 hours a day, right? Right? So that's transition. But basically, again, the exact words don't really matter that much as the fact that you complimented the person, with them, you then qualify them. So you found something out of the conversation that makes them qualified to hear about your business, and then you transitioned right into saying that, whoa, what you just said actually, or what you said earlier on, actually, I wanted to talk to you about that. So then the next T is takeaway. Well, that's not fish and chips takeaway, right? It's takeaway where you basically nearly gave them the opportunity, but now you're gonna take it away from them. Now, again, if you know a bit about psychology, it's like a cat with a string. If you just drop the string on the floor, how long is the cat going to be interested? It's not long, right? It's going to go, no interesting, right? But if you keep moving the string, the cat will be playing with the string the whole day, right? So taking it away, you make them to want it even more. And you don't do anything dramatic here, but basically you say something like this. You go, so Hilda, I can't promise you anything, but there might be something that I might be able to do for you, right? Or, I'm not the big decision maker in this. I still need to speak to my sponsor about this, but we might be able to take you on our team, right? Or something like that, right? So you basically saying to them, hey, it's not guaranteed. You're not yet given the place in our team. You're not yet guaranteed, but you might be, a person that, or whatever, right? So this way, it makes them to want it even more, because they go, oh my gosh, I hope I'm selected. I hope I get picked up for this thing, right? So that's basically, again, a bit of psychology, but it makes the person more eager, especially if you're arranging a phone call later on, or if you say, I'll send you a video, right? And before you say that, you go, hey, I'm not sure if you'd be the right person for our team, but because of what you said, you sound like you're a serious person. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you this video, and once you had a look at it, we'll determine if you are the right person, right? Now, it's a lot bigger chance that they will go and look at the video, because they feel like I need to prove myself now. I need to prove that I'm good enough for this team. I need to prove myself that I'm good enough for your time and effort, whatever, right? So this is, again, it just builds posture where, you are in charge of this process. You are the CEO of your business. You are the main recruiter here, and they are the candidate. They are not the decision maker here. You are the decision maker here. Okay, cool. So that's the second T, the takeaway, right? So you basically compliment them, you have a conversation with them, you qualify them, you transition into getting them interested in your business, and then you take it away from them, right? And then the final letter is C. And the final C stands for close, right? So this is where you are closing, right? This is where the decision making happens, right? So at this point, you tell the person what to do and what you intend to do, right? So if you're getting a number from them, you're not just going to go, okay, so Evaldus, give me your telephone number. Now, he doesn't have any idea, why am I asking for his telephone number? What is happening here, right? So instead, you want to be very precise at this point. You might want to go, okay, so Dorina, let me grab your phone number And what's going to happen, I'm going to send you a video link to your WhatsApp or as a message to you. And then I'm going to give you a call on this telephone number later on tonight so we can have a chat about it. Or once I had a chat with my manager, I'll give you a ring tomorrow or whatever, right? Or let me grab your email, or let me grab your Facebook, or whatever, right? So you're basically telling them exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to send you a video link in a moment. Once you've seen the video link, I'm going to give you a call, or you give me a call, or whatever, you're going to set the sequence of events. But you're telling them, you're letting them know what's going to happen. Like I like to, once they said, yeah, I'm interested, I want to know, I said to them, okay, so, if I send you a video link, would you watch it? They go, yeah, we'll watch it. I go, great. When do you think you will watch it for sure? They go, well, later on tonight. I go, awesome. So if I gave you a ring around 8 o'clock, you would have seen it by then, yeah? And they will go, yeah, or maybe whatever, right? And I go, awesome. So what telephone number can I call you on? And they give me the telephone number, right? And then whatever. So this gives them a sequence of events. And even when I send them the video, I go, hey, once you've seen it, let me know. And then I show you the next step on how to get started, right? And when I register them, I'm going to go, well, I've just registered you. You should have received an activation link, so click on that link and let me know once you've done it. So basically, I'm always telling them what's about to happen and what they need to do next. So this is like a sequence of events instead of it just being chopped off. I hope this is making sense. Also, be in a rush. Make sure that you're in a rush, because if you just prospected somebody, in a shop or in a restaurant or whatever, you don't want the 10 million questions to start now. Like, oh, what is this about? Or can you tell me more about your products? Or can you more? No. You want to be in a rush, right? So you need to find a way, to what I picked this formula from my guy Cesar Rodriguez, and he goes, leave them on a high note and bounce, right? So you need to find a way how to leave the scene of the crime, right? The scene of the conversation quickly, right? So you might go something like, okay, awesome. So I'll post you a link later on, but I need to run now because I've got a meeting, in a couple of minutes. So really nice meeting you. Have a great day. I'll send you the link later, and we'll talk later on. Bye for now. I have a run. I have to run, or one of the other guys that I really like, Ray Higdon, he starts the conversation by saying, hey, I'm about to jump on a conference call, but I just really noticed, how sharp you are, blah, blah. And he'll take them through the steps. And then great, so talk to you soon. But as I said, I have to jump on a conference call now. So it prevents them from asking too many questions before they had a look at your website or at your video or at your presentation or attended your webinar or whatever the tool you're using to get them to know, about your business opportunity. It prevents them from asking too many questions when you are in the rush. So make sure that you finish on a high note and you bounce. You leave, you finish the conversation and you go, right? Or wherever you have to go, right? So this is really, really vital, because otherwise they'll start asking questions, etc., and then the excitement will go down as the more they ask around, etc. So I hope this was useful for you. I hope this formula was useful. CCQ, remember, TTC. So compliment, converse, qualify, transition, takeaway, and close, right? Use this formula, prospect people, build your team, get great results. I love you guys. Let me just check the chat box. Cool. Awesome, guys. So have a great rest of your Thursday. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys, as always, at the top.